Hi guys, welcome back to Paddyinsweden. Today we are going for our first berserker and setting up an outpost at the mound of the dead. So here we are guys, we're stretching our slave taker Holly's legs and just wanted to get level her up a little bit before we go up to the mounds. And that's Black Kappa, and he's just gonna kill me. As to be expected, basically. He packs a punch, but hopefully our troll is still alive. So let's see. So around the time of this recording, I'm level 40, and yeah. So by the time we get to the mounds, I should be level 41, maybe 42 when I get my first berserker, and there will be some speeded up bits in this, and it was Black Kappa to kill me, and yeah, all we can do is hope for the best. So we're gonna level our troll, as I said, harvest some leather, and hopefully get Kappa's head. That would be nice. No head, but we get loads of demon blood. We might as well put that back in our base because we need it for our map room. And yeah, so the best thing about going to the mounds is we're gonna harvest some skeletons and get some putrid meat, and we can put those in a press at a later time. Yeah, so if I harvest a bit of meat, and yeah, we're making our way up towards the savannah, which is on the left hand side of the map. And yeah, I feel like my miss is just pointing there. And yeah, here we are. Actually, sometimes on the top there you might find a Delincia or slave takers. Yeah, and there's usually a lion, or not a lion, but a leopard or some sort there that usually attacks. So we're going to put down our bloody hell. These things pack a punch. Yeah, I just wanted to put down my bedroll so that I have somewhere to don't as far to run. Basically, if something was to happen here. What's this? Oh no. Yeah, it's the lion boss. So yeah, so we're just gonna run back. Always remember your bedrolls, folks. And yeah, this guy looks pretty cool. I wonder if he drops something. And again, on the console, these loading times are slow as hell since the latest patch. Okay, I was killed by a lion. And let's pop a health potion there. As you can see, oh, my batteries are running low. You can see there in the distance that the lion is attacking my troll. So it was at this point I actually ran and got new batteries because it wouldn't turn back on. Yeah, I always have a drawer full of batteries. I was just trying to get the battery pack open at the time. Was it such a pain in the bum? Okay, we're back on track, and we're using the set arrows. Now this guy's chasing me, so I decide to climb up the wall and find the ledge and hopefully be able to shoot him with that. So where is he? Ah, there he is. He's gone back there, and no, doesn't work, so I'm gonna have to go back down. Pop a potion there because I hurt myself. And yeah, this lion's pounce is a real pain in the butt, but it'll be interesting to see if our troll makes it. He's doing well so far. These slave takers are pretty good. I'm actually impressed. And yes, he's down. I named my slave taker Holly. I felt like she did it well. Yeah. Give her some gruel. And yeah, we're just going to kill a few more bits and pieces along the way. And yeah, we're getting there. And I think there's a troll on the top of the hill there. If I'm not mistaken, that's a slave taker. And I think it's two of them actually. Let's put down a bedroll. Yeah, bedroll's down, and yeah, it was a relic hunter. Slave taker tier 2. Yeah, he kept rolling down the hill. It was such a pain. And here's the other slave taker. Yeah, so it was 2 slave takers. So there you go, guys. A spawn point for the slave takers. And that was close. Yeah, so we're nearing the mounds. We're just looking for a place to put down our bedroll. Now I made about 10 bedrolls before setting out. Just so that I could narrow the distance that I would have to run between dying and getting back to my troll, because I don't want them there being on their own. First time using a slave taker actually, and they seem pretty beefy. So this is where it starts to get dark and gloomy. The mound of the dead. Yeah, and I have a torch here. We're going to try and use that as much as possible so you see what we're actually doing. And yeah, there we go. Update our spawn point. And wait till daytime because you can actually see what I'm doing. And yeah, so this is the mound of the dead, folks. And we're going to just try and run all the way there to Braga, but we weren't so lucky, it seems, and yeah, died, as to be expected. Those skeletons actually pack a punch. Would really need to have some of that spectre coating for my weapons, but we don't have that yet. So yeah, it's just a case of die and run like hell and come back. So here we are, and yeah, I got killed by a right. So hopefully my troll has killed the others and isn't dead, because he is carrying another slave taker inside him. Now that makes no difference, but it's 50 I don't need to carry. And oh, it's still going strong. When in doubt, climb a tree. Oh, do I die? No, pretty close. Just trying to find my new spawn point. Again, not far to run. I think it's pretty handy to actually have about 10 of them on you at all times. Nothing major. You get some leather and some bone and some putrid meat there as well. And this is where you get the red lotus, by the way. And this is Braga. Here are mushrooms you can use in your cooking later, by the way, just that spawn on the ground here beside Braga. And once we've talked to Braga for a minute or two, we're going to go to the obelisk, tune our bracelet to that, and then just by the obelisk there is a book on the ground, which is pretty hard to see at times, depending on what way the weather looks like and if it's really got that blue or that purple smoke around the place. And yeah, it's on the ground, and you'll get the level 2 brewing, which will be handy for later on when you go to the volcano or spend any bit of time in the savannah. Okay. And this guy babbles on for a little bit about his tribe and how he's the only sane one there, that they've been tainted basically by the rites. And then he mentions Conan and the different places that he's went to, north, south, east and west. And yeah, but it's pretty interesting if you listen to it, about his adventures and how he met Conan. And he keeps on babbling. And he speaks to the strange frost giant. That's where you actually learn the Ymira religion. So yeah, so it's worth talking to him. These NPCs give you a little bit of kind of clues as to what's going on and what you should be aiming for towards the rest of the game, basically. And it gives you kind of like a joyful, kind of like a description of the map, if you will, as to where you should go and what's where, basically. I like it. The only thing is that these guys talk and talk and talk. So yeah, just gotta take up my snooze. And yeah, so I think we're almost finished here. And the tomb he's referring to there is actually one of the places you're gonna have to go to get one of the things to break the bracelet. There's Holly, she's looking mighty fine. Okay, we're looking for the obelisk. There it is. You can see the purple there to the west of Braga. I will take a few mushrooms before we go. So this is pretty easy to climb up. Now, like any obelisk, when you stand there you're going to gain corruption. So try not to be there too long. Yeah. Looks pretty cool. We're attuned, so we're going to have another place to spawn in once we have our map room up. And just here on the ground behind Holly is the little book that tells you where to learn Brewing II. So yeah, so we're going to try and make our way to the area where we want to set up our base, and we want to set it up not far from where the beserker spawns. Just so we don't have far to run, minimize the contact we have with the rights as well, because let's face it, these guys around here will invade your base and can drive you nuts. So yeah, we are heading northeast and Holly's in tow. Up there you can see is one of those encampments that we will be raiding at some point. There is a quest that you get around the mounds here, is when you find the ghost that tells you about his son and the information how to make the hardened steel, or the gift of hardened steel I think it is. And there is our berserker. We don't want to aggro him just yet, as we may not survive. And yeah, my troll isn't beefy enough just yet. So we're going to probably end up establishing a base, and then I'll come back once we've leveled the troll a little bit more, and we will hopefully get a berserker and put it on the wheel of pain. And yeah, my slave taker is carrying a wheel of pain, so that I don't have to. Less encumberment for me. And yeah, so around here is usually where I set up my base. And yeah, we got a new spawn point, might be well needed. And these guys have pretty good health and they pack a punch. It'll be better once we have a berserker, because they'll go down even quicker. Okay, put you down there. And yeah, there's the other slave taker, just in case this one would die. Give it a shield. I made a couple of shields and stuff like that before I left, just to be certain that I could kit my my slave takers out. And yeah, so now it's a case of just farming some mats and building maybe a 4x3 house, and just keeping it simple basically. We don't want anything fancy. This is just an outpost. We may build a proper base here at some point, or maybe further north. I haven't quite decided yet. So yeah, because I was going farming up this, I decided to speed up the video. I'm sure you don't mind that much. It can be a bit boring watching someone farm all the time. So yeah, I'm going to try and use the torch quite a bit so that you can actually see what I'm doing. And yeah, I need fiber as well. You can never have enough fiber. And yeah, so I was thinking flat sand, but I decided in the end to go with the sandstone. Just feels bulkier and safer, basically. So I'm going to build up on this little mound here, and want to raise that foundation a little bit because we don't want that grass sticking through. And yeah, on the Xbox, maybe it's just me, but I have to crouch when I do that rise and or decrease and rise in height for putting down those foundations. It's actually a pain in the butt, but it is what it is. Okay, we got some walls. Gonna put up some frames so we can actually see out. And yeah, I need more stone. Typical. And we need bark as well, basically for a door. And there's plenty of iron here, and I won't say there's an abundance of coal, but there is some bits of coal around the place. And yeah, and plenty of stone and plenty of wood, so there's no worries there for building materials. So yeah, do a couple of walls. I'm not going to build it too high. As I said, this is just an outpost. And we do thatch roofs. Now I could have taken materials from my base and made a tier 2 building, but honestly, it's not worth it. Once we get a couple of trolls outside, then there won't be that much that'll come and attacking it, you know. Okay, and let's use our triangle walls there. I think you have an idea as to what I'm going to do with the roof, and I'm just going to use those end pieces. And yeah, it's just a very pretty simple building. And in future videos you will probably see that I'll have done quite a bit more in here. And yeah, so hopefully in this video you'll get to see me put my first my first berserker on the wheel of pain, or friendship as us noobs call it. And yeah, we're back here. There is our berserker. Just gonna check that we have everything on our slave taker, and we'll order Holly to attack. Now sometimes this guy will aggro on you and it can be a bit of a pain in the butt. the trick is to try and get up as high as possible and lose his aggro. That way he will get attacked, or will attack my slave taker. These Sumerian berserkers have this yellow health bar, or yellow thing around their health bar, so that's how you know them. And they usually have a star metal weapon, broadsword, and keeps you going, keeps you alert. And you see, one slap and I lose quite an awful lot of health, almost all of it. Yeah, so it's just a case of rinse and repeat, and if I die I don't have that far to run, which is the case now, so I'm just going to spawn back in my outpost and run like the wind, and hopefully our slave taker Holly won't die in the process. So yeah, this was quite an exciting adventure, dying quite a bit on the way up, and yeah, so hopefully we will have a berserker here shortly. And as you see, that white bar, I've mentioned it before, is going down. Let's go behind this guy and hopefully send him off to the land of Nod. And he's out. Booyaka. Let's put Holly back on follow. And yeah, give her back her weapon. Giving her a mace. I like putting maces on my trolls. Just helps breaking down the armor of that which they're attacking. Get a little bit of food. And unfortunately I don't have the tier 3 health yet, so I don't get that passive regen. And yeah, there is a berserker going on the Wheel of Pain. Brilliant. Now I did attempt to do this earlier without a slave taker, and I died. And I said, feck it. I brought the slave taker for a reason, but I just wanted to test if I could do it on my own, and the answer is no. So a slave taker or a beefy troll is the job with a truncheon, and as long as they have the berserker's attention, you can go up behind it and whack it. Now it's a case of make some gruel, and we're going to be winding up the video shortly, so I want to say a huge thank you to all my supporters and all the people that pressed like and left comments. Really appreciate it. Hope to see you again in the next video when we level our berserker. Have fun.